Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Bliss Tech Solutions Tuesday's 2-minute tech tips. So in this tech tip I'm going to talk to you about Teams and just focus on an overall picture of what you can do within Teams without going into anything in much detail. Teams covering Teams in a tech tip was a request, so if you have any requests send them through to me through LinkedIn and I'll be happy to cover the topic that you're interested in. So starting off on the left hand side at the top, we've got activity, and as the name suggests, all of our activity is here. All of our most recent activity we've been involved in, so you can see that easily in one place. Chats, so this is where we can chat with people within our organization. We can start new chats with individuals, with groups of people, and we can also create new chats here and chat to anybody who has Teams. Doesn't have to be within your organization. So that's a new feature Microsoft introduced this week, the ability to chat with anybody who has Teams, whether that's personal or business. Teams is really where Teams gets its name from. So we have various different teams here, and we tend to break these down for department, for project, or anything that you want to form a team about. Could be social activities within work as well. And then beneath the teams we have channels. So a channel, you can have multiple channels within each team to separate off, if it's a project, for example, various different elements of that project. And if we make those channels private, that basically means we can restrict who has access to that. And behind the scenes of these channels and teams is SharePoint. So we can store files within our teams, and these actually get stored in SharePoint sites. And we can sync those down to our desktop so that we can work on them through Windows and native Office applications. Moving on, we've got calendar. Pretty straightforward. It's the calendar. So here we can schedule new Teams meetings, and that will automatically add things to our Outlook calendar. We can also add things through Outlook and say that they're a team meeting as well. Calls. So here can be a little bit misleading. It seems to suggest you can make calls from here. You can, but you need a license to do that. You need a Microsoft Business Voice license, and you can make external calls. But from here, we can still make internal calls, which is similar to a team meeting, but without the video. But you can add the video as well if you want to. Files. We can browse our OneDrive here. We can look at the files, recent files for the teams that we are involved in. And then finally, we have any apps that we've added. So here we've got tasks by planner, which is I've covered on a previous 2-minute tech tip. And this is just like a project sort of management type app. And we can also add a variety of other different apps. So the ecosystem for apps in Teams is vast. Some of them are chargeable, some of them connect to other backend services that you have to pay for, but it's a very extensible and powerful system. That's it. I've gone way over 2 minutes, but there's quite a lot to cover in Teams, and that was only a very high level. I hope you found this tips useful, and I'll speak to you next week.